Right, good evening members and those watching online. Welcome to the Ramsgate Town Council full council meeting on this lovely Wednesday the 26th of November. Item 1, apologies.
We have apologies from Councillor Hudson, who's unwell, Councillor Wing, who has a family commitment, Councillor Driver, who's unwell, Councillor Moore, who's on deputy mayoral duties, and Councillor Crittenden, who has a personal commitment.
Anybody else? No one else is. Oh, Councillor Shonk. Councillor Shonk's not, it was unusual for Councillor Shonk. Probably him now. Probably him now. No? No? Yes? No? Okay, item 2, declarations of interest. Members, any declarations of interest on the items on the agenda this evening? Okay, that's a no, thank you.
Well, just me and Arts in Ramsgate, yeah.
Just?
Me, Arts in Ramsgate, yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Item 3, the public participation, public request to speak, there aren't any. So that's that done. Report from the county councillors. We have Councillor Shonk isn't here, so that's foregone as well. Item 4, minutes of council meetings. This is to approve the minutes of council meeting held on the 29th of October, and only questions of record may be considered. Members, any question about the content of the minutes at all? No. So can I please have a thank you, Councillor Austin and Councillor Hetherington, and all in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Right, item 5. Now we've got quite a few issues relating to finances and grants. So if you've got any comments, then can you please be succinct? We've got a big agenda to get through. So item 1 of 5 is to receive a report of payments. Council is asked to note the payments authorised by the Town Clerk and RFO between the 1st and 30th of November 2025, totalling £11,138.50, and approve the payments above the threshold delegated to the Town Clerk and RFO between the 1st and 30th of November 2025, totalling £28,961.64. Members, any comments in relation to this item? No, so members, can I just have your approval to note this part? Or is that agreed? Yeah. Thank you. Item 2. To receive and note a report from the Town Clerk detailing the procedure for approving a single quote and suspension of financial limits.
Thank you, Chair. Later on in the agenda, there's a proposal that contains a quote from one provider. And when considering that matter, before surprising you with a new procedure, I'm now just taking a moment to explain how this works. And so this report outlines the procedure for approving a single quote for goods and services that are above the threshold set by the Town Council. There are national procurement thresholds that the Town Council must abide by, and these are quite high. For example, goods and services, nearly £140,000. Works contracts to over £5 million. And many town and parish councils will never embark on projects that need to reference these sums. And Ramsgate Town Council, as does other parishes, applies stricter thresholds. And we require formal tenders for contracts above £60,000 and multiple quotes for those above £3,000. When only one quote is considered, due to urgency, specialist supplier or sole provider, the responsible finance officer, myself, must present a written justification confirming compliance with national legislation. The Council must then resolve by majority vote to suspend the relevant financial regulation for this transaction, ensuring reasons and risks are recorded in the minutes and that no statutory requirements are breached. If the suspension is approved, the council may award the contract provided it remains within national thresholds and all controls are satisfied. The decision and supporting documentation must be fully minuted and reported for transparency and audit purposes. The report also provides a template resolution and references the key regulations governing this process. You're familiar with, occasionally we suspend the standing order to allow something urgent to be transacted. It's the same idea for if you want to approve a quote without getting multiple quotes. The key thing to remember is that we must stick within the national procurement thresholds.
That's great.
Are you proposing that we suspend standing orders for that item, just that item,
Yeah.
not in general?
No, just as and when this question arises. So this report is just for noting, but it's to try and explain something that will be coming up later on in the agenda.
Members, this is just for noting. Hopefully you've all sucked that in, Councillor Green.
Do you know how the auditor will react to doing that?
We would be following a procedure that is set out in our financial regulations. So we're doing something, or we could be doing something that is different, but is not unlawful. It is this scenario is allowed for within standing orders and financial regulations.
Right.
Members, you'll agree to note that report? Mm-hmm. Noted. Members, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that's okay. Item 3 of 5 to consider a report from the Deputy Town Clerk with recommendations for grant scrutiny panel on the 13 funded application detailed below. You will see it obviously on the initial page. There are 3 there, A, B, and C, and the rest are within the report in the report within the agenda pack. So I'm going to pass over to Eileen on item A, which is the events fund for 25-26. It is reference EF15 Discovery Planet, EF16 Remix CIC, EF17 Ramsgate International Film Festival, and EF18 Loop. Over to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Chair. The grant scrutiny panel has looked at these 4. They've made recommendations on 3, but they wanted more information from EF16 Remix CIC, which they have now provided. So we asked how are the general public to be involved in this, and they are saying as part of the 2 days there will be an open exhibition of reimagining the old Ramsgate model village, which is being created as part of a Happy Mondays over the next 3 months. The public will be invited to create a part of it, begging to be confirmed how they will be able to attend the walking tours and talks. The panel also asked what the event is offering and what are the aims. The offer is public exhibition, walking tour of Ramsgate public realm and community initiatives. Take part in a public realm placemaking project, location to be confirmed, similar to Life on the top of Effingham Street or the mural next to the High Street Community Centre, and access to talks on coastal challenges, ground up regeneration and experience improvement district model. The aims are to connect examples of bottom-up creative and cultural activity in Ramsgate, build a network of UK coastal communities, and to co-create the design plans for a future reimagining of the old Ramsgate model village, showcase Ramsgate as a place of innovation and creativity in communities, and attract funders. Panel also asked, all via me, do you consider this to be a public event or more of a community exercise? And they're saying predominantly a public event with community activity as part of it. With this one, the panel didn't want to make a recommendation of amount to fund until they got that information. So I hope that helps. Thank you.
Councillor Nixon.
Thank you. And thank you for that, Eileen, because
The problem that we have with this particular grant application, and we have had this group apply for funding before, is there's lots of jargon in their language and yet little clarity of actual doing it. There's no substance. And so we basically didn't even know that it was going to be the model village. There was none of that in there. So we have this information now that it's going to be with regard to the model village. But again, even just listening to that, it's venue to be decided, it's going to, bring people together, etc., etc., etc. There's lots of talk about it, but actually very little information. The other applications we get, it sort of specifies, 200 people, it's going to be this venue, we're going to do these things, we need the money for this particular sound system or so on. So it's very, very specific. And this grant application never is, which makes me wary. Not saying that we shouldn't give to it, however, I don't really know what we're giving or what it's going to be used for. We couldn't actually pin our money on any one particular thing other than a lot of, words. So I'm still very wary about this particular application, I'll be honest with you.
I don't feel quite like that about this particular application, actually, because I suppose I have met with Elaine and I've seen the film in relation to this, and she's filled me in quite a lot of what they intend to do, how this is part of a sort of larger national group. And I think it's quite a potentially exciting programme that they're thinking of. Also, I know that she runs Happy Mondays groups and a variety of other things quite successfully, so I'm a little bit keener on it, I would say, obviously, than Councillor Nix is.
Councillor Green?
I mean, I don't know about this project, but I have jumped in on Happy Mondays a couple of times now. And I'm really impressed with what they're doing with...
It's good to hear.
Discovery Planet are quite a unique organisation. It's,
it's not
really, really good for Ramsgate. But as I said,
sorry, it's not Discovery Planet.
This is CIC.
This is So can we clarify this? This is EF16 remixed CIC.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Elaine, who the CIC, she's does Happy Mondays.
Okay, fine.
So you're right about the Happy Monday.
Members, anything else? Members? Yeah, further comments? I note that what the grant requested was £3,450. I don't know what members consider. If they want to consider anything, want to put any money forward or not. Councillor Lara.
I just want to say the Happy Mondays is really well attended by the community. I have visited most Mondays, passing by and inside and met people. And there's a lot of vulnerable people come in and use the facilities they have. So, yeah, I think it's a very good project, I think. And I do wholeheartedly support the whole amount. Actually, I would like to propose the whole amount.
We have anything?
Full amount.
Yeah.
It's a shame in a way that, there is a film that describes this project, which I've actually seen, so it's unfortunate that I might ask Elaine to send it to us, which would be kind of clarify some of the work that they're doing. Yes. So I will do that.
But
I know it's not relevant here, but just...
No, but if, just to intercede there, but if you've seen the quality and whatever that they've done, that should be good enough for members, I think, to take on board. Now, in relation to the, we've got total requested at these four is 18,540. The balance remaining is 35,100. So, I think members, if you're minded to have someone to come forward with a proposal.
I did propose, Mr. Chair.
For that one, I'm talking about the whole four. So for those four within this group to get what the panel has said, the money that they should, that they'd be willing to give, as well as this amount there.
Do you want me to read it?
That would be helpful, Isla, thanks.
That would be helpful.
With regards to EF15 Discovery CIC, this grant scrutiny panel recommends that Council awards Discovery Planet CIC £2,500 towards the educational enrichment programme. Councillor Ara has proposed £3,450 for Remix CIC, which is EF16, but you don't have a seconder as yet. Ramsgate International Film and TV Festival EF17. The grant scrutiny panel recommends that the Council awards them £3,000 towards the festival for 2026. And finally, Looping the Loop, Easter Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Scrutiny panel recommends £3,000 towards this. Thank you.
Councillor Green.
Propose that we agree the panel's recommendation, the three recommended, and £1,000 for the EF16.
Well,
We've got a proposal for the whole amount. Is there a seconder for Councillor Ara's proposal? Councillor Makinson. We'll take a vote on that first, Councillor Green, and then if it goes through, we'll come back to you. All those in favour for the £3,000 odd pound to go forward, please show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those against? 1, 2, 3. That's carried. So that's that item done. Thank you.
So that was for,
that
I
one.
believe that was for the single item,
Yes.
EF16. And then we have a motion from Councillor Green
Yes.
to
second.
approve the panel's recommendation in respect
Yeah.
of EF15, 17 and 18.
Yes. Seconder?
Me.
Councillor Nixie. All those in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Good. Thank you. Right, item C of 5.3, Community Services Fund.
Ramsgate Fund.
B. Ramsgate
Did
Fund.
I say that? Oh, sorry, I've gone in front of myself.
B.
I keep doing that. Sorry. So this is RF14 Royal Temple Yacht Club, RF15 Kent Film Foundation Academy, RF16 Academy FM. Returning applications, RF5, Ramsgate and Broadstairs Sea Cadets, and RF10 Ramsgate Historic Quarter Scheme. Beg your pardon about that. Eileen, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Tick off.
Okay, I think if I go through each one,
That would be great, thank you.
simplify things, sorry. RF14 Royal Temple Yacht Club, this is the Ramsgate illuminations to buy replacement lights for the annual event. The grant scrutiny panel recommends that Council awards the Royal Temple Yacht Club £1,000 towards the purchase of lights. That's the first one. The second one, RF15, which is Kent Film Foundation, a technician to be on site for community cinema live events 2026. The grant scrutiny panel recommends £1,000 for that one. The Academy FM air conditioning for their equipment. The panel recommends that Council awards £1,500 dependent on who the landlord is and the reason why the landlord is not dealing with the air conditioning. I have that information. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. They're based at the Royal Harbour Academy School, which has no air conditioning, and the air conditioning is the radio station's responsibility, so it is a standalone air conditioning. So
We wanted to check to see whether it was a KCC building, which is why we wanted that information before we made a decision.
which it is, but this is a standalone air conditioning, and so it's 1,500 recommended by the panel. The Ramsgate and Broadstairs Sea Cadets have come back. Council refused the funding application for storage container to store their kit, asking them to approach TDC, which they have done, and TDC has nothing that they can give them. So the grant scrutiny panel recommended that Council awards them £800 towards a storage container and advise the applicant to fundraise, especially over the Christmas period, which is probably a good time for them to do that. That's that one. And finally, another returning one is RF10. This is actually from last year and they've just come back. Residents Association of Paradise and Ramsgate Historic Quarter. This is Captain Abbott's Garden. They have now received a memorandum of understanding between Your Leisure and Ramsgate Historic Quarter scheme to allow the project to happen, and therefore council to decide whether to award up to 3,500, which is the maximum. They're asking for 3,500.
Councillor Nixon.
Oh, sorry, just so the KCC thing for Academy FM, but also with regards to the Sea Cadets, we basically, because I obviously want to help them out, but we refused them thinking TBC might be able to help instead of us. So that's why they refused a written post of like, no, you're not getting our money. But we do feel we'd like to help them out in some way.
Anybody else? Councillor Hamilton?
No, I just felt as well when we were talking about it, it's good for them to raise some money themselves as well for the sea cadets.
Councillor
The Captain Abbott's Garden scheme, just to clarify, the delay has been approvals at the TDC end, not because it's problematic, but just because of volume of work for the open space system, as you'll be aware. But no, I think it'd be a great scheme. It'll really improve that area, which is scrubland and nothing at the moment. Right. So can I make a proposal in terms of...
You can do.
The amount? Can I propose that we give them the full amount?
I want to get.
Could I, before we take a vote, can I just check what's in the total, and if we have that availability?
Oh, you do, yes.
All right, thank you.
Right, so we've got a proposer and a seconder to give the full amount for the...
Full amount, you mean the amount requested?
Amount requested. Oh, yeah, not the full amount. Amount requested for the project, yeah. So, all those in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Now, in relation to the other three?
All those the panel have suggested.
That's agreed.
Including this one.
Could I ask whether RF15 is within the terms of reference of this? Unusual to be, isn't it more
Events.
an events?
There we go, I'll have to ask on that one.
Good point, actually, Dave.
Eileen, is it in the right place?
It could be considered to be community services because it's for a technician. It could be events, again, because it's for live events in 2026. It's one of those that I'm not sure where it really sits. I'm not sure if Town Clerk can advise it.
I can't remember us supporting employment of a person.
That was the one thing that stuck out with me, was in employing. We're paying for them to employ somebody.
We did change that way back in the day, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's still...
Okay.
It has been with the Events Fund that quite a lot of the applications involve some kind of either project management or people who are going to lead workshops, singers, dancers. Actually, paying for people is not uncommon for the Events Fund.
Yeah, but this isn't the Events Fund.
Oh, sorry, Ramsgate Fund. Oh, yes, sorry. The Ramsgate Fund can be revenue and capital.
Okay, members?
Thank you. That's it for that.
That's it for that. So, members agreed that we give the grant monies as laid down by the...
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, all agreed? Members? Thank you. Okay. Item C, Community Services Fund, which is CS13 High Street Social Club for Arts in Ramsgate, CS14 East Kent Mencap, CS15 Beyond the Page, and CS16 Porchlight. And what I have to say to you, members, is there is no money in this fund. It is extinct. The fund is extinct. Personally, I don't think, I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day, but I don't think we should via this from anywhere else. It's defeating the objects of having a fund. So what I would suggest is that as there's no fund left, that these items are deferred until the next financial year.
Second that.
Members, any comments on that? No? So all in favour, please, shall we go?
If that works for them, but do we know whether that would work for them, or whether
Don't know.
their need is different?
I think maybe then you might know about Ramsgate. They already started doing something like that with them. So
They've been doing
Yeah.
some food projects and stuff.
yeah, I don't know if they can wait for that.
Councillor Nixon.
To be right, so if we're looking at this sort of like factually and critically, it's not whether they can wait for it or not wait for it isn't necessarily our problem. That sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? I want them to do good and everything, but if we have a fund and we're looking at the quarters and so on and so forth, then we have to be strategic with the monies that we give, and that's our policy to follow as the council. And so we have to stick to that. So if other groups are doing things and they might need it and so on and so forth, then they'll have to think of other ways. Do you know what I mean? Because I think what we are doing in our quarters when we have the revenue is we are helping people. But I do feel that especially for the Community Services Fund, there are understandably a lot more applications coming in and for larger amounts. And I think that is just the way it is. But we can't help everybody all the time. And so we have to work out what we want to do. I mean, do we want to help this group at this particular time, or do we want to say, right, well, okay, we can't help everybody all the time, let's do it this way so that we can help the best we can? I don't know.
Councillor Hetherington.
I think we do have to hold on to the budget because we can't keep subbing it every year. And I think what you proposed about waiting until the next financial year, much though I think I would like to give money to all of these projects, I don't think we can because we're constantly going to be behind ourselves. And it doesn't make sense.
Councillor Green.
If we do wait to the beginning of the next financial year, it will enable us to judge these against all the requests that we're getting.
Indeed. So I propose the deferral until next year. Can I have a seconder, please?
Councillor Nixie.
Yeah.
So Nixie. Right, members, all in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried.
Can I just say something? I would like to say that we have had the standard of applications we are getting now is so much better than it has been in the past. I mean, in the clarity and the information we've been given.
Yeah, I've looked at some of the forms and they are pretty good. Yeah. Thank you. Right, item 4 of 5, to receive and consider an application for funding from the National Coastwatch Institution towards installation of a fully operational lookout station.
Thank you, Chair. So the National Coastwatch Institution have completed a grant application and the amount requested is £28,000. And it doesn't sit naturally within any of our grant pots, and our grant pots definitely don't have this sum of money available. The total project expenditure is £75,000 and £28,000 is asked for from the council. The project is the replacement of the existing temporary lookout station with the purchase of a fully equipped lookout station at Winterstoke Gardens, together with associated costs as to obtaining full planning permission, civil engineering works to create a stable and level solid standing for the lookout unit, the installation of mains electricity power, with civil engineering works with connection to the lookout unit. The applicant has said that planning officers have advised that the lookout will need not to be seen from the land due to being in the conservation area. This will mean a substantial cost to camouflage the lookout, and you will see images showing what could have been the solution. So you're asked to consider whether this is something that you would like
I have to say,
next year in the budget.
Thank you, Lord. Sorry to butt in there. I have to say, it just tickled me that they've got a camouflage here. What are they going to camouflage as? The sea? Or what, you know, I really don't know how they're going to supposed to camouflage this. I've seen this obviously within the report, the size of it, and the current one they got, being it or small, it's not invasive on the. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything like that is going to be particularly ugly, but I think you have to weigh that up with what they're doing. I actually think, well, members, I'll open it up to you before I say anything. Councillor Makerson, you haven't spoken yet.
I would quite like to know what they were doing and what they have done, because when I've been along to talk to them, the guy very proudly said, well, we once saw somebody in trouble and we alerted the Coast Guard once. I know that once was important, but I would quite like to know what exactly they are spotting and how often they spot it and what they do with it.
What they're doing, Councillor Makerson, is they're watching the sea, they're watching the ships coming through, coming past. So anything of that nature which gets in trouble. They also report anything they seem to be perhaps looks a bit iffy. Report that to the border force. The border force will then go out of Ramsgate and to see that. So what they do is not just about they've seen one person who may be drowning. That isn't the main thing that they do. The main thing is to watch the whole of that coastline all the way through from Ramsgate around, and that is what they do. They do a good job.
So do we know that exactly what they're doing? And when?
Yeah.
Because it's staffed by volunteers.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
As well, if you take a lot of the Coast Guards, volunteers.
Yeah. Okay.
So just so you're aware of that. Councillor Green?
Well, I'm sure this is very worthy, but I question of how useful it is to the residents of Ramsgate. And we're using the residents of Ramsgate's money. So I wouldn't support this.
That's an exceed.
Sorry,
Councillor Young and then Councillor
Yes.
Nixie.
I'm just wondering what method they use for spotting. Is it only binoculars?
No, they use their eyes.
Hey, thank you. If they're doing this for the country, each time, why is there no money coming from central government or from shipping?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I can't answer that for you.
I think we need to know.
Well,
Are they getting money from the Baltic Exchange, whatever that is?
whatever that is, I think, yeah. Sorry, Councillor Nixon.
do they have any facility at present along that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's opposite the Westgate Garden.
The bottom of my street.
Yeah, so my question is, so why is that not, it's temporary, but I mean, like, you can't.
They've always wanted, when they first went there, I went to see them.
Yeah.
And they were always looking for a permanent place. Now, they set themselves there and they got their consent and everything. But whether this is the right place for the size of the building they want there, personally, I don't think it is. I think it's too big, it's too intrusive. It's going to take up a part of the walkway there. I'll come to you in a second, Councillor Austin. And so that is Councillor Austin.
It's directly across from East Court, which is one of the most impressive buildings in Ramsgate. It's a totally inappropriate place to have it. I'm not saying we shouldn't have it somewhere along there, but that particular location is really inappropriate.
Councillor Avenham coming first. Then.
Yes, I mean, as I see it, they're really filling the gap in the chain. Because if you actually look how the Coast Guard is set up in Area 8, you've got the Margate lookout, you've got the Deal lookout, and then you've got this coordinated all from Dover. for this part of the coast, there's nothing unless it's mobile. I mean, it does rely on Port Ramsgate, but I think basically what they're doing, they are covering the approaches to Ramsgate Harbour and the North Goodwins. I just wondered how they're going to coordinate with the Coast Guard, but... Yeah.
That's Makinson.
I seem to remember there was an issue with the toilet, which is in a separate little building. Does it didn't mention plumbing, does it?
Is it?
I didn't hear
Plumbing.
No, I'd imagine that there will be something in the building, otherwise they wouldn't have that stuff on the outside of it if they have this big building.
I would also suggest that in the park might be a better place to have it, because they could camouflage it a lot better.
Yes. I was thinking the same, like, why isn't it in the park? It's higher up.
Yes.
Members, sorry, can I just bring it back in? So, I think what they're asking is miles too much anyway.
Yes.
We can't
afford that.
No.
And that rounds it all up nicely to the complete, that 28,000. They've got the other people have given money. So the 28,000 they're asking for makes up to the 75. So you can see where they're coming from on that. But I, like some of you, saying, well, there are other authorities for them to go to without coming to Ramsgate Town Council. And I don't think that is something that we should do. I'll go along with other colleagues. But so if anyone's got a proposal, would be brilliant. Councillor Nixie.
I've got a proposal. I mean, I can see the need for it. It's quite crucial, isn't it? I don't agree with where it's placed, and obviously we don't have that amount. So I would propose that whilst we are understandable of the need and sympathetic to that, we would prefer, other venues to be looked into, and for them to come back to us with I want to say more appropriate offer. We can't afford that, but however we phrase that.
But I hope don't mind me.
No,
okay,
go on.
but I wouldn't put that end bit in.
Okay.
I'd leave that out.
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yeah, on another point, I can't understand really why they want a purpose-built building. Because, I mean, if you're in the top floor of the Granville... I mean, this building here used to be a lookout when the when the customs had it. And they used to monitor all the activities in the harbour through here, and used to have a telescope through that window. So there's, I think, I can't see why they need a purpose-built building when there's plenty of buildings and houses on the seafront at a higher elevation, looking down.
Councillor Green, did you want to come in?
I was just going to say you could put it in the park, but you'd have to cut a lot of trees down.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it. As a cabinet member for the park, I wouldn't allow that.
Next.
Councillor Young.
I'm just wondering what else they use besides telescopes. Because nowadays we have so many different things with radar, etc. That type of thing.
I don't think Councillor Robinson was saying that they use telescopes, whatever it is. I think they were saying, they've got binoculars, powerful ones, but they've also probably got electronic on a laptop.
That gadget place they're in up there is only like a little.
There's a big list of what they want. It's like computers, radar, and laptops, and.
So we have a proposal. Is there a seconder for that proposal? Councillor Austin.
What's the proposal?
The proposal is that we don't give them anything effectively, but it's done in a nicer way.
Yes.
Ask them for more details on what they're doing, and then they can come back to us.
Yeah.
We don't approve of the position either. We don't think that's suitable.
The position is.
I mean, they could come back to us for equipment, couldn't they? Do you think?
They could make it. They could do that. Yeah.
Any more equipment?
Yeah.
Or a telescope. Right. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. That's carried. Well, item 5 of 5 is to consider and approve a quote from Westgate Tree Services to address all work identified within the annual tree safety survey.
Thank you, Chair. This is for all the work that was identified in the annual tree safety survey. May I ask that we defer this matter? Because actually, looking at the sum, I haven't taken the correct run-up of this to either get multiple quotes or to say we must go with this group and not have multiple quotes. So can I suggest maybe deferring to December's meeting?
I'll propose that we defer till next time. Seconded.
Yeah.
All in favour, please show. Thank you. Right, item 6, priorities for 25-26 and 26-27. Item 1 of 6 is tackling antisocial behaviour, which is to receive a report from the town clerk and consider the proposal contained therein for private security in Ramsgate Town Centre. Over to you, Laura.
Thank you, Chair. At October's council meeting, the use of private security in Ramsgate was considered and more information was sought. This report proposes engaging Probe Security to provide 2 licensed officers for high visibility patrols in Ramsgate Town Centre, aiming to deter antisocial behaviour, support local businesses and enhance public safety. The officers will work closely with the police, council and the community, offering crime prevention, business support and incident reporting. The proposed contract is for 6 months, which could either run from as soon as possible or it could be something to start in the new financial year. And in the report, you've got the cost for either starting as soon as possible and then putting in the budget for a couple of months in the next financial year, or wait until the start of the new financial year before starting this. If you wanted to start this proposal as soon as possible, I've suggested that that there is a project contingency budget that could fund this. Probe Security is recommended by Thanet District Council, Broadstairs and St Peter's Town Council and Kent Police, and has extensive local experience. They have the contract for a lot of the local nighttime economy. Only 1 quote is presented, justified by operational need and local expertise. Risks such as value for money, transparency and operational delivery are recognised and mitigated by the supplier's credentials, contract monitoring and a time-limited arrangement. If approved, the council must suspend standing financial regulation 5.10, which is the requirement for 3 quotes. You must note the risk assessment in the report and review the arrangement after 6 months with a view to open tender if the service continues.
Thank you, Chair. Just to say, Town Clerk and myself met them early on this. No, was it early this month? So kind of how one rolls into another, doesn't it? And I have to say that we were quite impressed, and the other, and especially in relation to the work that they could do in the town centre. And by the town centre, I don't just mean the High Street and King Street or whatever, but to go further back maybe to other places within the town, wherever there is a spot of problems or issues that arise. They are very proactive. They've currently got all the security for all of the bars and places on Harbour Parade, bar 1, which is the clique, I think, or clique or whatever it's supposed to be called. And there has been we've not, as East Cliff councillors, we've not received 1 complaint in relation to antisocial behaviour or late noise problems or anything of that nature recently, yeah, since they've been in charge. So from the town clerk and myself, there's certainly a proposal that I think our residents deserve, our businesses deserve, and they will be very proactive. That's why we've come forward with what we think. Pardon? So we thought of, that's why we put a 6-month start, and for us to take them on, probably, I can't remember, was it 8 till 5? No, 10 till.
So there's a quote in here for 6 hours per day or 8 hours per day.
We thought 6 hours. And personally, I think 6 hours to start with, and we see how that goes. Now there is a little fly in the ointment, and that fly in the ointment is the funding that we've got for Ramsgate, and the one of the main things that our residents have come up with is antisocial behaviour. So it's likely there could be funding coming forward. Now, if that is the case, then we could withdraw, and then then the money can then, if that happens. But we don't know whether that's going to happen. That's just pure conjecture. So, personally speaking, I'm fully supportive of this, and I actually think our residents would be really pleased with it. Who's that for? Councillor Makerson, then Councillor Green.
It sort of depends which 6 hours, because I think there's trouble with homeless and street drinkers around in the town centre.
York Street, particularly.
Probably from late morning onwards. But in the, because I'm always walking, in the early evening, 4 o'clock onwards, it's the school kids or kids. I don't know whether they're in school or not, but they're horrible, and they have knocked people off bicycles, and they generally behave badly. They climb up the scaffolding, which is not a particular problem unless they fall off and hurt themselves.
Well, I would suggest that if they do 10 till 5? 10 till 5, that kind of covers roughly, but again, if they're there, and they will be there, that will obviously push them off somewhere else. But obviously we can't negate for everything. But the whole thing is to get the presence there.
Judging from the extensive consultation that Ramsgate Neighbourhood Board has done, this would be extremely popular, both with residents and with businesses. I'm fairly certain that the neighbourhood board would want to be, to follow this through, and perhaps we could match from what they put up.
Because I think it gives a good signal to them
as
well, that this is where they should spend the money.
I think if it's 8 hours, we should have 8 hours starting at midday, if that's possible.
It is possible. Anything's possible. Anything's possible in the next half hour.
Because then that would cover the early evening.
It sort of depends on the time of the year. It's not a pain story.
Well, you can't, you've got
summer, that's worse.
Thank you for that, Councillor Green.
I was going to say pretty much the same. Every consultation I've been to, this has been the topic that's come up from businesses, from individuals, from town dwellers, and I would agree with about the slightly later into the early evening, which is a troublesome time. Yeah,
that can be done. Councillor Young.
I was just wondering what sort of cameras we've got in the town. Do we have it? Don't we have cameras around it?
There are plenty of CCTV cameras around, but they're linked. They're linked, and they will only notify the police. But if we have these, then we can work something with Thanet District Council to let the CCTV operators notify.
Is it not possible to get photographs from these
We get
the
them
cameras and
regularly.
then stick them up. Show irresponsible use, doing what they shouldn't.
It's not everywhere that's
We've
trouble.
got them with the street.
They usually hide behind bushes and things.
And God, they never had it when I was a kid. Councillor Austin.
I think it's an excellent idea. I think the traders in particular will be really delighted with this. What I wanted to ask was about the possible powers and so on. How firmed up are those?
They are quite firm.
Right.
I can't think, was it Andrew? No, it wasn't Andrew, was it? I can't remember his name. Basically what he said is that, as you know, as we all know, you can do a citizen's arrest.
Yep.
And you can do that without powers of being have to charge them or caution them, and they can be held. All the probe security guys will have cameras,
Yep.
so they record everything.
Yep.
And then they will have contact with the police because they work very closely with the officers.
Yep.
And I think that gives the town a coverage, and I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with that. Councillor Green.
I think if the PSPO goes through, then they could be authorised.
Yeah, agree. Councillor Huxley.
Duties, one of these, nighttime economy, support. So can we vary the hours? So say, different days. You know, you could do like.
They are already down on Harbour Parade night time.
Right, okay.
They are already there in the businesses.
Right, okay.
So that's why. Councillor Hara?
This is a very good, project, and it will be welcomed by all the businesses and the residents. Like Corinne, I think it would be nice to have the variable timetable because, let me just finish, because now the shelter is started. Once they have the breakfast, all the homeless people come out and they're in the town centre.
It's not quite as simple as that. Councillor
Town Clerk.
Councillor Fiddler.
One thing that Probe Security said is there could be, if we're paying for a certain number of hours, but actually there could be, we find that there's a bit of flexibility in those hours, because actually you don't necessarily want everybody to think, right, this is it. We can make mischief.
They will know we come back after 5,
But actually, these things could be a bit of flexibility around.
But we've got to see how that goes.
And if they can manage that, I'm surprised if they could manage that.
We need to get it going and see how it goes. Sorry, I had a few hands. Councillor Austin.
I was just going to pick up on what the town clerk said there about the people knowing when, years and years ago, as part of the town team, we worked with the Dant District Council to try and set something up here with Mark One about what was happening in Harbour Street at the end of chucking out time in the evenings. Where there was mayhem going on and whatever, and it was all about people thinking, well, that security guard's finished his shift now, and we were looking at extending the shifts and people contributing, and it fell apart because certain of the businesses which believed that none of the trouble was anything to do with them were not willing to contribute.
Anybody else? Councillor Hammond.
Yeah, just to mention body-worn cameras. I mean, I used to wear one at the railways. The thing about a body-worn camera is the fact that you can capture enough evidence for a prosecution.
Yes.
And that the fact is you don't even have to get involved. All you've got to do is just film it, provided you keep a certain procedure right.
Yes.
For with the people that they're being filmed, then you've got them.
We want them to be hands-on in a light way. We want them to be there. So, not just, the last thing I want is to see, we made this clear, but we were told that they don't do it, and that we don't want them just two blokes hanging around in a corner somewhere, having a fag.
Maybe a deterrent would be enough.
A deterrent is enough. Councillor Makerson.
Sorry, you're going to laugh at this. But in Eastbourne,
in Eastbourne.
That's
an example of good practice, Councillor Makinson.
Yeah, they have people going around saying, here to help, as well on their, whatever they're wearing,
Yeah, it's a good
That's nice.
which is slightly friendlier.
Yes.
And
I think
We're not laughing.
we're not after the people who are friendly. It's the people who are not friendly and are causing a problem that we want to spend this money on.
But it's all about atmosphere.
It is about atmosphere, but at the same time,
It's good.
but, you know, if you're going down shopping in the town, you want to feel safe, don't you?
well, I don't have a problem with that, but
Yeah, but you might do. I mean,
I might do, yeah.
we all can. You'll feel when it's not right. That's agreed. But that's not for them to do that.
Just to be clear, the neighbourhood board won't have money until the new financial year.
Right, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Right, members, I think we've happily talked about that. Now, did you want to come in?
So this comes back to what I mentioned earlier about financial regulations. So if members wish to appoint probe security without seeking alternative quotes, you will need to vote to suspend the following regulation. Financial Regulation 5.10, requirement for at least 3 fixed price quotes for contracts over 3,000. And you're doing this as per Financial Regulation 19.2, Council may suspend regulations by resolution with reasons and risk assessment recorded. And so if you wish to consider appointing them, please can I ask you to resolve first of all to suspend that financial regulation.
I propose we suspend that financial regulation. Members, motion put forward to suspend that. All in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried.
Thank you. And then which cover option to select, 6 hours or 8 hours per day.
Those 8.
I second that.
Just so we know the cost.
So 8 hours in the current financial year would cost 34,848, and or overall for 6 months 54,144.
Members okay with that?
I'm not keen on us meeting the whole cost at that price. But if we could share it with the neighbourhood board, then I would be in favour.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but are we not doing this to start it off to show that it works? Do you know what I mean? I think that's the idea, that we're not going to continually pay for this forever, but we've got to put it in place.
Yeah.
And also therefore gauge, because if we're worried, we could go to 6 hours, for example, just to see if it works to cut the cost down if we wanted to. You've already proposed the full amount, but we're basically seeing if it works to be able to put forward to say, right, this is it, and now we need help.
Yeah. So, is that seconded? I don't know if
It was.
seconded.
I was seconded by Councillor.
Seconded, Councillor. All right. Members, you got that. So, are you happy with Councillor Green's put forward that
8 hours.
8 hours? And we need to know how many days we're doing that. 5?
So the quote is for 7 days a week.
7, yeah, which is what we need.
Chair, what's the length of time? Is it the 1st of December till the 31st of March?
So 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I propose. Yeah, we would
Trial period.
propose.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I need you to vote on this. All in favour?
Get the money.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon.
So the next matter would be suggested the use of the project contingency budget to cover the cost in the current financial year, with the remainder, with 2 months, to be included in the 2026-2027 budget.
That's agreed. You're the man.
That was put aside for capital projects.
No, that was the capital project and asset acquisition budget. The project contingency budget was effectively like miscellaneous.
I stand corrected.
We all stand corrected, don't we? Okay, members? All in favour, please show. Thank you. It's carried all against. Councillor Green.
go against your own proposal.
It's not my proposal.
No, it's not a proposal, it's done only on the
Only
8 hours.
proposed.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Any abstentions? No? Okay, that's carried. Thank you, members.
6, you think?
Right, item 6.2. This is to ensuring access to good healthcare. To note that Madam Mayor and the council will be supporting an engagement project led by East Kent Health and Care Partnership and Thanet Health Alliance. The project aims to gather feedback from Northwood residents aged 20 to 49 about mental health service gaps, opportunities and ideas for improving well-being. This input will help shape a future mental health and well-being initiative in the community.
Thank you, Chair. This was the second priority identified in the Plan for Neighbourhood consultation, and I expect that there won't necessarily be many opportunities for the Town Council to be ensuring good healthcare, but this is something that's come up that we've volunteered to give as much assistance promoting. So this is just to note.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent idea. I'm particularly happy that it's in Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah. Better than. It's just. I guess it's that's just a type when I think maybe probably Councillor Everington's better than me, but my understanding is that mental health, which leads to suicide, is more likely in young men in their 20s, 30s.
Actually, you're right, Steve, but the age has recently gone up quite a bit.
Has it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. So we'll note that and think it's a great idea. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So item 3, another idea you're going to like, not a lot, but you will. I'm sure you will. This is to supporting the local high street, to receive a report from the town clerk and consider the proposal contained therein for subsidised parking in Ramsgate.
Thank you, Chair. So supporting the local high street again is another priority that was identified in the Plan for Neighbourhood consultation work. This is a project that was on the town centre and tourism manager's mind. And the report invites members to consider reinstating free parking at the Leopold Street multi-storey car park, an initiative previously funded by Ramsgate Town Council from 2016 to 2018. The scheme was discontinued when costs rose from £9,000 to £15,000 per year. Recent correspondence with Thanet District Council indicates the annual cost for suspending Saturday's charges is now around £46,000. with a possible uplift in the next year. The official cost to close the car park is nearly £4,000, but TDC has suggested dividing their current income by 52, resulting in a weekly charge of £887. Though further clarification is sought. That would be free parking all day on the Saturday, which I believe is 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have gone back to ask whether it could be offered for set hours for a smaller period and await a response. I think that the main thing would be to put in something that isn't going to confuse residents and lead to penalty notices. Clear communication will be essential to maximise uptake and avoid confusion. Members are asked to consider whether to pursue this initiative, for how many Saturdays, for how many hours, and then the Finance and General Purposes Committee to include the cost in the draft budget.
Members, over to you, Councillor Nixie.
So, supporting the local high street, I'm absolutely all for it, and yet there are other ways of going around this. I just think that if you had that money, rather than subsidise parking, if you were sort of like given that budget, for example, to say, right, here you are, you've got this money to support the local high street, you might be able to do it in other ways, whether it be sort of like take out a radio advert or do better, things on social media, or have, stand or leafleting, or, whatever it is that could hit a lot more people and make them more aware of what is available in the high street, just than affecting a few people that are going to turn up and get free parking. Because I think that would support the local high street better than that.
Councillor Young, and Councillor Green.
If we did help with the parking, wouldn't it work quite well, like it did in Dover, where you have a ticket and then you get it stamped when you go in different shops, so you get a refund? So they could lower the cost, but still help to cover. But also then the shop, they'd need to go in the shop and get it stamped to get their refund.
Okay, thank you for that. Councillor Green.
We did have a scheme like that at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this again would be popular with the traders.
It would.
But I think if I was going to vote for 50k for a year, just for Saturdays, I would want some cooperation from TDC, because, the building's in an awful state. And I just feel that it could be wasted because of that. And, it's closed, virtually closed in the evenings. It's only the ground floor. Now that TDC own the building, they've surely got some obligation to make it more suitable for the public.
I believe that they are, that is in the pipeline to be done.
Yeah.
Councillor Bright is in charge of that, and I'm sure of that as well.
I think we should try and make that a condition of what we're doing.
Okay. Councillor Evington, then Councillor Austin, and Councillor Ara.
It is yet another thing that comes up on the various local websites, isn't it? Time and time again, why people don't come into the town is with free parking. I do wonder myself about whether, people say that, but so many people shopping online now. But I mean, anything that makes a difference, bringing people into the town centre on a Saturday would be good.
Thank you. Councillor Austin.
I just want to pick up on Councillor Green's point, and I had extensive correspondence with the Director of Property, etc., about the state of the car park, obviously, because it's in our ward, and they have assured us that now that they own it, substantial improvements will be made, not just to the car park itself, but to the tunnel and the stairs on the other side, all of which belong to us. We had to spend a long time proving that they belonged to TDC, because they insisted they belonged to Wilco, and we had to prove that they didn't. So, of course, everybody was saying somebody else owned them, and so nobody was maintaining them at all. So I am assured that all of that is going to happen. Having said that, thinking how long it's taken us to get to where we are...
Don't hold your breath.
Holding our breath.
No. Councillor Young.
The other thing, of course, is that it closes early, doesn't it, in the evening? And people who've gone to restaurants, they can't get their car out. They have to come back the following day if they haven't realised.
Councillor Green.
What time is it?
Oh, sorry, Councillor Ara, did that hand up?
Chair, thank you. I've been mentioning about this free parking, since I was elected in 2019, and it's something every day residents are talking about it. And one other thing is, I think it's rather than giving a free parking from 7 till 7, it would be better to do it from like 10, either 9 till 9 or something like that. And also the first floor needs to be open as well, so the shutter can go on the first floor, not closing the first floor, but so they close from the first floor. So people in the evening, that's the nighttime economy comes, isn't it? People are coming into the town to eat out, and if the car park is closed by 7 o'clock, where do they go?
Yes.
It doesn't make no sense at all.
I think we're all missing something here. And that is, there is free parking in Ramsgate all day on a Saturday.
There is.
In Cannon Road.
No, I understand.
And it's a short walk to the high street. Very short
I don't
walk.
think many people are using it.
But then again,
Doesn't it? Which is what I'm saying, there's another use for the money, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? It's like, we were going to do this.
are people actually going to come in and use the multi-storey car park?
Definitely they will, and it's been used before as well. It's been.
But then why don't they use Cannon Road?
It's far away from the town centre.
It's not, Councillor Ara.
It's
not.
Cannon Road is used mainly by the leisure centre members as well. Most of the time it's packed with the leisure centre members. It is
Very full.
It is always full. It is always. I use it myself.
Well, I'm just saying to you, there is a free car park in
You
Ramsgate.
cannot compare Leopold Street car park with Cannon Road car park. There's no way. There's no comparison there.
I think sorry, Councillor Green, I'll be with you. What you've got to think about here is the amount of money that the Thanet District Council want for a day.
Yeah.
For a day. Now, can we really put that money into that parking pack? We don't know how many of the people are going to use it. For that amount of money.
You can have a trial period, maybe.
But I'm just saying. But you know, this is a lot of money, and really, the only place that this money can come out of is reserves.
Well,
it's the only place that money can
if that
come out.
The residents, I think it's well used. What about ticket?
Councillor Austin and then Councillor Green.
Can we go back and get further discussions going with Thanet District Council, particularly given the fact that most of us are Thanet District Councillors? Is there not a means by which we can actually have a bit more of a negotiation, both financially but also on the flexibilities, the other things that might happen with that car park, etc.? Because I know there are plans sort of bubbling under, which obviously you'll know more about than I do, Chair. But
I mean, what I can say, Councillor Austin, is the council, Thanet District Council, is not going to take less money than what they earn out of that car park, because they can't afford to, because that is what goes into the budget, and the budget will be set, and the taxes will be set. So what I'm happy to do is to speak with the cabinet member, Councillor Bright, to see if there is something that we can work out for it. I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it, if they said, yeah, all right, we'll make people, we will change the thing from Cannon Road to, they use Cannon Road because there's less parking in Cannon Road than there is in a multi-storey. That's what I'm taking it, because otherwise you wouldn't do it, would you?
Yeah.
So that just makes sense. But I'm happy to speak to Councillor Bright, because I really don't think we should make a decision this evening.
No, I don't.
Councillor Green.
Other places across the country do it for December.
Yes.
Which apparently, I've been told, amounts to between a third and a half of what retail outlets take. Now, we could well consider that.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
I think that's a good idea. I can go to that with Councillor Bright to say, can we have some free parking in
December.
In December.
In December, Saturdays in December.
Yeah.
How it goes, yeah.
And let's see what happens.
And even if we have to put a few bob to it.
Yeah. See what happens.
And then we'll come back to you. That okay, members?
Yes.
Happy with that?
December starts next week then.
Okay. I will do that tomorrow, because I'm seeing you tomorrow. Yeah. I'll have to make a note of it in case I forget. But, okay. Thank you, members, for that. Difficult, I know. Item 7, Town Promotion Committee, to receive a report from Mrs. Smith to consider a proposal contained therein for a winter festival projection. This matter is brought directly to the council in order to expedite the decision. Town Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. So this is a new project that has just come to the town, Mrs Smith's attention, and there isn't time for it to go to the Town Promotion Committee if it was to be included into the Winter Festival this Christmas. The report presents a proposal to fund a new projection installation by Howard Griffin of Illuminati as part of the revitalised Ramsgate Winter Festival, building on the success of the Ramsgate Lumiere last year. The council has already committed £10,000 to the Light Up Ramsgate Trail, which will feature illuminated installations throughout the town and harbour from the 11th of December to the 25th of January. Howard Griffin, who previously delivered the acclaimed Dynamo the Spirit of Ramsgate projection and other local installations, proposes a bespoke mini projection on a Harbour Street building. This dynamic display will showcase Ramsgate's history and heritage through curated imagery running over several evenings in January. The projection is designed to be reusable for future events, including Operation Dynamo commemorations and Heritage Open Days. The total project cost is £4,000, and with Howard seeking £2,000 contribution from Ramsgate Town Council. The remainder will be funded by Livestream and partners. The investment promises to be a high-impact cultural addition to the festival and lasting value for Ramsgate's events programme. Members are asked to consider supporting the project with funding available from the Town Promotion Events Fund. So there is a budget with the funds potentially available, but it is above my powers of expenditure. Mrs Smith's confirmed that the film will run for between 20 to 30 minutes, giving information about famous people from Ramsgate's history. And so it's intended initially for use in the Winter Festival, but it could be something that in the future could go up on the cliffs by the tunnels. It could be shown in Bradford House. We can continue to use in the future as required.
Personally, members, I fully support this, and providing the money's coming out of town promotion budget, I'm very happy with that. So I'm proposing that we give the 2,000. Seconded. All in favour, please show. Thank you. Harry. That right. Right, item 8 committee or even committee minutes, to note the following committee minutes for approval by the respective committees. Finance and General Purposes Committee, 8th of October 2025. Members, no minutes?
We accept them.
Seconder, thank you, Councillor Hamilton. All in favour, please show. Thank you, it's carried. Well, item 9, updates from council's representatives on outside bodies. Short verbal updates are invited from members. Updates received can only be noted. Members, any updates from bodies?
Well, those of you who are TDC councillors should have received vast amounts of information from the NAVO board.
Yeah.
I'm told that's the way you do these things. I've had to be advised by the council officers. I'm not particularly happy with the vision statement. That it actually captures Ramsgate, but
yeah,
other people were, so I stand corrected.
Unfortunately, I think as councillors, we've got no input into the vision of it. So I'm advised, Councillor Green, and that comes through the whatever. So we're not.
It's got to go to TDC cabinet.
It will do, yeah, and it'll probably just go for approval, I expect. But we'll see.
Other than that, I think TDC officers who have, and all the people that have helped with the consultation, have done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Never seen so much consultation.
Yeah, excellent, yeah. Thank you, Councillor Green. Members, anybody else, anything? No? Okay. Members note that. Agreed? Agreed, thank you. Right, item 10, this is a confidential matter in relation to Customs House, which we're sitting in. So it's recommended that under Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, as extended, blah, 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 the public and accredited representatives of the newspaper be excluded from the meeting for the item I have just mentioned.